This is a message from Joseph P. Firmage.
My fellow citizens, my name is Joseph P. Firmage, candidate for President of the United States for 2024. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most pressing issues facing our nation: immigration, migrants, and the grave challenge at our nation's southern border. This is not a new issue, nor is it an easy one. For centuries, people from all over the world have come to this land of opportunity, seeking freedom, prosperity, and a better life for themselves and their families. A great many of our ancestors were among them, including some of my own. Some of us are indeed engaged in getting their citizenship, including a relative by marriage of mine. We are a nation of immigrants, and we are stronger because of it. But we also face challenges and conflicts as a result of immigration. We have seen record numbers of migrants arriving at our southern border in the past year, fleeing violence, poverty, and instability in their home countries. We have witnessed the humanitarian crisis that has unfolded as our immigration system has been overwhelmed by the influx of people seeking a better life, protection, and in some cases asylum. We've heard debates and divisive rhetoric that have polarized our population and our politics and our society on this issue. We cannot ignore these realities, nor can we afford to be paralyzed by them. We need to act with compassion and courage to address the root causes of migration, reform our broken immigration system, and find a fair and humane way to integrate migrants into our society. Most of all, we must ensure that we enhance the well-being of our cities and our states along the southern border in particular. I'm announcing today, and will be expanding upon and with details in coming months, a top priority for a Firmage administration to come. I shall be proposing the New Immigration Cities Endowment Act, the NICE Act, if you will, to the U.S. Congress in my first term as your president. The NICE Act will jointly fund each of the 50 states that choose to participate in the creation or adoption of a new immigration city, literally to create a new city, as a resurrection of the idea and ideals of Ellis Island and Avalon from the late 1800s and early 1900s, when immigration hit its pace. I will propose the first 8 states: California, Florida, Alabama and Arizona, New Mexico and Mississippi, Louisiana and Texas. Let me explain in more detail what my plan is all about, specifically the problems it's designed to solve. First, we need to tackle the root causes of migration. Many of the migrants who come to our border are escaping violence, corruption, and economic collapse in their home countries, especially in Haiti, Venezuela, and Central America. These are complex and long-standing problems that require regional cooperation and international assistance, in some cases escalating all the way to a treaty. We cannot turn a blind eye to the suffering of our neighbors, nor can we expect them to solve all of their own problems, nor can we ours. We need to work together with our allies and partners to support their democracies, human rights, and development in these countries, to help them create the conditions for peace and prosperity that will allow and motivate their people to stay and thrive in their own lands. Second, the majority of immigrants are not fleeing their nation seeking asylum in fear of their lives, nor are most of them criminals. Surely not. They are applying in the main to seek to become American citizens, to enjoy what we have built in our great country. We need to reform our broken immigration system, and in this address to you, I will propose a new renaissance in immigration affairs. For too long, our Congress has failed to pass comprehensive immigration reform that would modernize our laws, secure our borders, protect our workers, and provide a pathway to citizenship for the millions of undocumented immigrants who live and contribute to our country. We need to end the gridlock and the partnership that has prevented us from finding a lasting solution to this issue. We need to recognize that immigration is not a zero-sum game, but a win-win proposition for our economy, our security, and our values. We need to create a fair and orderly process that respects the rule of law, honors the dignity of every person, and reflects the diversity and dynamism of our nation. Immigration is not only a moral duty, but also an economic necessity. Immigrants provide several benefits to the United States that outweigh the costs of their presence. They fill many low-paying jobs that most Americans are not willing to work or cannot, including agriculture, construction, hospitality, and domestic services, as well as some roles in healthcare, education, and technology.
That concept, I think, will have a profound impact on reducing the grave stresses on both our taxation system and on the infrastructure and the daily lives of American citizens who make their homes, their families come to life in our great border cities. And I think that the opportunity for immigrants to legally come to the United States and build a proven life for each other in the process of helping build the cities that they inhabit upon entry is just a wonderful idea and an example of more to come. To the next of our major domestic crises that I personally feel the urgency to help solve in new ways. It's the challenge of this horrific, murderous slaughtering of our children in schools, in the places of learning where, as when I grew up, are supposed to be sacrosanct and joyous places of discovery of new principles, new ideas, and hopefully not getting reported too often to the principal for any misdeeds. Goodness sakes, how things have changed. I hope to see at the end of a Firmage administration, even just the first term, that we have done a remarkable new job, much better job. I've done a much better job of not having to have metal detectors and more than one cop at high schools, not having to have our children be afraid to be walking to school if they live close by. Those days can be returned, I firmly believe. And my sense of the solution involves, first and foremost, the basic concept of a spiritual bond between human beings, between families, in school districts, in the small townships and cities that kids grow up in, are accustomed to. These have got to be made to feel safe again. One of the missing attributes, in my opinion, is that we have lost the sense of the presence of some degree of spirituality and civics in our schools. And when we fail to require that grade school children cite the Pledge of Allegiance, I think that they should, and vigorously so. When we fail to allow a prayer in a classroom, why? What utter defiance of what I believe in as a scientist, no less, firmly. And most human beings on this planet believe in. You don't even need to hold a vote. Well, you could. Of course, the majority of human beings believe in a higher power. Friends, as this weekend commences, it's a day filled with a great deal of pregnant potential, and I really just hope that our gratitude to you in helping us give birth to this grand endeavor in the form of my campaign and the promulgation of science, advanced technologies through the license programs ahead that will now be funded and able to launch. And it doesn't hurt to have a former CEO in the White House to help make sure that these technologies get deployed properly. And I wish to thank Virginia Mendel for being such a magnificent host.
And I want each and every one that is seeing this right now to be able to look at the work that he's done, all the developments that he's done, and he's worked 20 hours every single day, and he's worked hard, and he's brilliant. And we should thank God that we have him to help us through our lives and make this life a lot easier.
Especially to come. Especially to come. because it takes a long time to do these things. Thanks, my dear. All right, we'll see you very soon, all of you.
Why Joseph P. Firmage is the president we need. As a citizen of the United States, I care deeply about the future of our country and our planet. I want a leader who has the vision, courage, and integrity to address the most pressing challenges and opportunities of our time. Unfortunately, we are facing a crisis of leadership.
It's been a lovely arrival at this new location, everybody, and I will not be disclosing that location at this time for reasons that I believe you can appreciate. But I thank you for your patience, and I can assure you that, indeed, I was always telling the truth, friends.